This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. I was interested to try Fort Solis. It's one of those story-focused titles with limited interactions. I do like these games, and I find them quite relaxing to play, and they can be a good one to play in between bigger titles. But this game very much is a great example of how its opening hour really does a lot to make you not want to play the game. Now sure, not every game has to have this memorable opening that stays with you, but you need a hook of some kind, whether this is some interesting unique mechanic or a story beat, something that makes the player want to continue on and keep playing that game over anything else. Except Fort Solis successfully manages to do the opposite. This is like the video game equivalent of taking a handful of sleeping pills, and I would highly recommend this title for anyone who needs help to get to sleep. It has the magical sleeping power of some of my required reading from college.
That's one hell of a nosebleed.
The game starts off with you doing some work on Mars. There's a distress signal coming from another facility and you decide to go and investigate. You've seen this all before, but a decent concept to really get things going. The problem is that everything done to execute this is done in a way to keep this so uninteresting of a title. Let's start out with the biggest issue, the walking speed. I know that this is a walking simulator of sorts, but you move way too slow. What the game needs is an increased walking speed or a jog button of some kind. The slow speed actually hurts the story itself, because our main character is just going out for a slow jaunt, and as a result does not really have any sort of urgency within this search. It sucks any of the tension that this could have right out of the room. As the player, it makes me feel like the protagonist just doesn't care, so as a result, why should I care about this investigation? Another thing, this walking speed definitely feels deliberate, but it also doesn't feel play-tested at all. It can be extremely painful to ascend or descend any of the stairs you come across. He moves like a lazy person trying to eat up time at their day job, waiting for their shift to be over. While the game is very linear, there are some exploration bits, but because of the very slow walking speed, you will not want to partake in any of it. The slow speed makes everything feel like it's padded out to expand the runtime. Then there are the other little things like how you can listen to audio logs while you are walking, but the video logs can only be viewed on their own. This means you need to stop everything you're doing and just watch this video, when this could have been an option to have the video be a picture-in-picture so that you could continue exploring and watch the video at the same time. Fort Solis tries to create rapport between our two main leads, but most of the attempts at humor just comes across as cringy and falling flat.
I am on vacation the minute tomorrow's shuttle arrives. I'll contact them and see if it's a false alarm.
Well, how do you expect them to reply without power?
If they respond, then it's a false alarm.
OMG, you're so smart.
You see, this is why I should pick the shows from now on.
Now I do want to praise some of the stuff I did like. This mainly deals with some of the good moody atmosphere and the cinematic presentation to it, especially from the use of the camera. But this is not enough to help the game, and in some ways it might actually act like a double-edged sword. For example, Fort Solis is going for that one-take sort of no-cutting experience. This is a cool style when used well, but just like with the walking, it feels like it's dragging everything out. Sadly, I could not get past the opening hour of this title at all. It has potential, and I really wish I could continue with it, but it felt like a huge chore to keep playing this game. Now maybe the story is really good, and even helps to overcome the horrible walking speed, but as of right now, I cannot continue with it. I love the slow burn stories, but this feels like a slow burn that is forcing you to experience it at a speed that does a disservice to the entire experience. If this game receives more updates, especially to the moving speed, this might be a title to go back to. I do not recommend Fort Solis. Have you played Fort Solis? If so, let me know your thoughts on it down below. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.